warm welcome to all of you to National Symposium on Gaseous Discharges 2023 on behalf of Department of Physics, Pondicherry University. I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Gurmeet Singh, Pondicherry University as patron of NSGD 2023 to join us on dais. I request Professor Sivakumar, Head of Physics Department, to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Gurmeet Singh by offering a bouquet. I request Professor Sivakumar, Head of Department of Physics, Pondicherry University, to give the welcome address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university, respected members of the dais, Professor Saini, Chairman of the National Advisory Committee, Professor Mukherjee, Chairman of the Science Advisory Committee, and Professor Suraj Kumar Sinha, Convener of this symposium, and esteemed speakers of this symposium, participants, scholars, students. Very happy to present this welcome address by welcoming you all for this national symposium on plasma, which is focused on gas discharges. Ever since the department has started in 1987, the department has been focusing on the updates on the course curriculum by providing suitable focused attention to the topics in condensed matter physics, lasers and optical physics, electronics, and astrophysics. Further, to expand these activities as a specialization, we also offer several soft core courses, which means that the students are free to take as traditionally known as the elective papers. So under this scheme, there are several papers including biophysics, computational physics, computational techniques in statistical mechanics, and plasma physics. So the subject of plasma physics is there in our department for the last 10 years, and we have a good laboratory infrastructure to train the master's students to the subject area of the plasma physics. So as far as the plasma is concerned, we know that it can be easily produced in the laboratory by the method of the gas discharges. That means when the electric current is passing through a gaseous medium, we call it by the name gaseous discharges and plasma in it. And we have mentions in our own Indian Vedics, namely the weapon of the Indra, what is known as the Vajrayudha, is itself is an example where there is a mention about the thunderbolt weapon, which is a classical example of the gas discharge, not by the human community, but it has been there ever since. So in this way, we have this interesting topic of the plasma physics, and we have been doing considerable improvement and trying hard to improve the educational quality and research in the areas of plasma physics. So in this way, Professor Suraj Sinha has been initiating to conduct a national level symposium on this particular topic, and I believe that the scholars and the students will be greatly benefited from the speakers who are going to deliver excellent talks on this particular specialized area. Even though we say that plasma physics is a specialized area, its applications are very diverse, starting from astrophysics, as Professor Amita Das of IIT Delhi is mentioning in today's morning class, that an artificial sun can be made in the laboratory for the energy as a source of energy by nuclear fusion. That is one of the examples where you see that nuclear fusion comes into picture, but that is not the only thing. We need several other subject areas to control controlled fusion. So therefore, even though plasma physics is considered to be a topic of specialization, its application is very wide, ranging from food processing to the nuclear industry to the theoretical science. If you see, the simulation and the modeling of the plasma requires the solution of the highly nonlinear Navier-Stokes equation, which when coupled with magnetism, it becomes magnetohydrodynamics. And the equations of magnetohydrodynamics cannot be solved by any analytical method, and therefore people resort to several of the numerical methods, which can be done still as a statistical turbulence, in the sense that we cannot solve it directly in the sense of deterministic way, but we can solve it using the models of turbulence. So we can get some average values, what we call the averaged Navier-Stokes equation. So it is not that simple job even for computationally evaluating the solutions to the magnetohydrodynamics equation. So in this way, it starts, the interest of the plasma physics ranges in all spheres of life. So in this way, the students and the youngsters will be greatly benefited from the talks delivered by senior experts who are giving the talk in this department. So I welcome one and all for this particular interesting event, and I request the students to get greatly benefited by this. Thank you very much.
I request the dignitaries on the dais to release the proceedings of NSGD 2023. I kindly request our distinguished dignitaries to come forward and grace us with their presence at the lamp lighting.
Very good evening, friends. Well, Professor Saini, who has been kind enough to take his time out from his schedule and he's come from Amritsar, that great holy city, and Professor Mukherjee, who has joined us again, and our head of the department, Professor Shiv, and the convener, Professor Suraj, our own senior superannuated Professor Chandrasekharan is here, all our faculties around, and all others who have joined us. I am delighted to be here, let me tell you, because I am very big supporter of such events, conferences, lectures, exceptionally distinguished lectures. I always support that, and whenever somebody comes with these ideas, I always say, please go ahead. Now, in physics, the conferences are not very common. Topics are becoming rarer and rarer, and when we talk about gas discharge and plasma physics, it becomes even rarer. Many of the fellows will not know. When we talk about plasma, they'll say, oh, we have heard about plasma. The medical fellows will tell you. It is that when you give blood, concentrate and then take it out, that is also plasma. Then there is phosphate, that is also plasma. So there are many. This is a very rare subject, and you will find days are going to be in when this is going to be very extensively used in practically everything. Something called cold fusion, which we heard in the good old days, we used to think it's not going to be a reality, but now that also is becoming more or less an in thing. We said electric vehicles will not be possible because so much of charging will not be there. Well, we have seen that it has become so very common now. What we are now looking forward to is that the way we charge our vehicles, the greener route to this, if it is there, probably we will be on a safer wicket. Otherwise, we are seeing the changes in the world. Now, why? I'll give you a very general, when we organize a conference, I'm very happy because, you see, I can give you 1,000 rupees, you can give me 1,000, it will remain at best same 2,000 rupees, or at best maybe somebody who's lucky enough will make it about 2,500, that's about it. But in a conference like this, when you rub your shoulders with some of the greats in the subject, and our young minds will also clarify their doubts and get some ideas, these ideas that you give, one idea of mine, one idea of yours, during discussion, these may fructify into not only two only, it won't remain two, it will be fructifying into 20 ideas, maybe 2,000 ideas, maybe one idea out of this will emerge, which will be of a great benefit to the humanity. That is why I say that these conferences are very important. So I am glad that you have organized one, and this plasma physics, which, as I said, is not a very common science, not a very easy science. Gas discharges is not a very easy science. will take a big flip in our department, and these young minds, whosoever is there, will get an idea about what area to move our research in. That is the key word for the youngsters. They only go for whatever is on in the department, and they'll say, sir, I did this because my guide was working in this. If anybody changes a little, guide will not appreciate, and you will find that the person lands up spending 7-8 years in doctorate, which is a kind of a punishment itself. So best is easier way out. But during those easier way out, when you attend some of these conferences like this, you get good ideas, and you may deviate some of your research ideas to one which will be of a great application. For want of time, I am not having enough moment to talk about who did what by deviating their research areas. In my own department, I could have probably given you a number of those, but I'll leave it to some other day. And all these things which I said why I had to go there and why I am in a hurry, we leave it for a later date when the word is not very big, let me tell you, is round. We may have another sitting or another occasion when I'll be able to tell you all these things which I'm right now not doing it. So I wish the symposium a grand success. I wish these youngsters who are here, I will advise them that don't let our experts who are here to give you special lectures, let them not relax and enjoy their lunches and teas in a relaxed way. Interact with them, put your questions, clarify your doubts, and tell them what you are doing, and take ideas about what best can be done in the area you are working in. Then the conference, irrespective of whatever number is there, will be and eventually a thundering success. And that's what I honestly want. I apologize for not staying on here, but then let me wish you all the very best for the success of this conference. And I compliment our head and Suraj for organizing a conference in an area which I said in the beginning is not a very easy one. I wish you all the success, and I'm grateful to all those who have spared their time and have joined us for participating in this. I'm sure this stay is going to be very comfortable. This city is an exceptionally great city, very spiritual, very positive, very rejuvenating. Tell anybody we wish to go to Pondicherry, everybody will jump at it. Similarly, when we say I'm going to go to Amritsar, you immediately look at that city with a great respect. Same story is about Pondicherry. So those who have come here, I wish you a very happy stay and happy hunting of scenarios and ideas in Pondicherry. All the very best, and God bless all of you. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you, sir, for the message. I kindly request Professor N.S. Saini, Chairman, National Advisory Committee, to address this event.
Professor Gurmeet Singh, Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Mukherjee, Professor Shiva Kumar, Convener of the Symposium, Dr. Suraj Kumar Sinha, my dear friends and dear students. It's a pleasure for me to say a few words on this occasion. The idea of this conference came to the mind of Dr. Suraj 4 years back when we met at Lucknow for one international conference. So he is very excited to think about new idea and to carry forward those ideas. So actually that was the motive behind that thinking. We should organize a conference in a different way. Since being a president of PSSI, we organize a symposium every year, but there we carry forward the same area, same research, same topics, okay. But this symposium is different from that event, entirely different, okay. So here it is practically oriented, okay, linked with the technology, with the application in the technology and industry. So that's why its name is Gaseous Discharges, which has large number of applications, okay, not in the laboratory, it is also in the space environment also, okay. So in this way, we have planned a very good program, okay. So whenever he talked to me, I always motivated him, go ahead, we are with you. So he never looked back, okay. He is a young man, very energetic person, and always he look for new ideas. So I also wish the organizer a grand success, and we also welcome all the participants on my behalf and also on the behalf of PSSI. And I also very kind to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, as he is also very motivating force Okay, as he said, he never said no to any event. Okay, so this is the mind of the science background people. Okay, the people who are from the science background, they always go forward, keep on thinking, keep on implementing new idea, and always motivate the youngster. That's why this vice chancellor, he is also a very big force behind this symposium. I thank you all the participants, those who are coming tomorrow, and I also wish success of this symposium, and I hope all of us will enjoy the symposium as well as this place. Thank you very much.
I kindly request Professor S. Mukherjee, Chairman, Scientific Advisory Committee, to address this event.
Yes, good evening, friends. I had actually written that I will be telling the Honorable Vice Chancellor, but he just left because he is in a hurry, as all of you know. But I have heard about him, and he has been actually a very driving force based on my interaction with Suraj, what I learned. So, with all the regards to him, I would also see that Professor Saini, another close friend, a big supporter of plasma science, a popularization in the country, as well as spreading the subject by itself, Dr. Shiva Kumar and Dr. Suraj Sinha. So it's actually an honor for me that one day Suraj called about a few months back and told that he has this idea and he wants me to be the chairman of the scientific organizing committee. And through all these discussions with Professor Saini, Dr. Ram Prakash, and myself and Suraj had, that we started building up this subject. And also, I'm very happy to see many speakers from all throughout the country, who some has already come and some are on their way of coming. They will be giving talks in the next years. Participation by the faculties, and that too across not only physics, from various disciplines whom I have interacted with in the last one day, and many students. So I welcome all of you to this 4-day event. One day is already over. One of the things which I liked when I saw my name, I am giving a talk also, that I think 20 best questions would be given t-shirts. So I thought that 20 best speakers can also be given t-shirts. Okay, but it is a new concept. I started liking those ideas. Now, this NSGD 2023 essentially tells me that while I was looking at the program today and whatever is going to come in the next 3 days, that we should have such events maybe every alternate year, so every 2 years, where we dedicate 2 days for like teaching plasma physics. We are not talking of hi-fi technology. Basic plasma physics, maybe what is there, so that you know, even when I was listening to some of the talks today, many things were becoming again clear to me. So like that way it benefits students, faculties, whoever attends. So maybe you can think of doing a 2-day first workshop and then followed by a 2-day of a conference where more talks are being given. So it's a nice beginning that we have, and this can be independent of what Plasma Science Society of India is doing or some other society is doing. It's independent. It's a very closed door. Whoever wants take part and does the event. Now, in my understanding about the way plasma science has been growing, you have seen today morning a talk by Professor Amita Das, where she showed a picture of Professor Kao and all the things that he started. Those things are today huge things, like Aditya Tokamak, SST1, ITER participation. ITER is a very large machine being built, maybe another 7-8 years it will take time to complete. So all these actually require, as well as other programs which are happening throughout the country, mostly in the field of plasma applications, a large number of young minds are needed who would basically think beyond what is there in the routine textbook. So this type of symposium will probably give them that sort of an idea which they can exploit. One of the things which I learned while I was interacting with some of the younger faculties in my institute was that the government support or Niti Aayog support in creating Atal incubation centers all throughout the country. And my institute happens to be one who got a permission about a few months back. And just last week, we interviewed 4 persons who actually came up with ideas of how they would use startups, how they start startups with Niti Aayog funding on plasma applications. One of them was plasma activated water. I was just talking with Suraj some time back. So I have a feeling that that 4 people came itself told that there are young people, just fresh BTechs or just MSc, like 25 years age group, who want to take up this opportunity. So there seems to be a lot of opportunity, and many of the work which Suraj has done in changing soil fertility and other things probably fall on that line. I don't know what kind of hotel incubation or similar mechanism is there in the university, but that may also be opted. So I would tell that we need many symposium like this to build up three things. One is see that plasma science and technology, whatever you call as technology, and science is not only physics, it's beyond physics, it's physics, chemistry, biology all put together, is sustainable as a subject. At the moment, UGC syllabus defines plasma physics as a not main core subject, but as an optional subject or an elective subject. So that we have to see that it is sustainable. And younger scholars should choose plasma as a subject in their whatever the university offers, to see that there is a scope for startups. There's a lot of support both from central and probably state governments. And as faculties as well as researchers, like people like us who are a little bit older, maybe thinking about new collaborations. I was today listening to Dr. Devendra's talk, and I realized that there's already Devendra and Suraj are interacting on some signals and its interpretation of theoretical. I think we need to probably develop more such collaborations, and probably that is what I would actually look forward, that if it happens at a periodic manner, we can see such collaborations, how the collaborations develop in future. Where to apply for money, how to get money, those are things which will come later. First, let people meet and discuss that they would work on some areas. Now, lastly, I would wish the symposium all success, and would be very happy to be associated with such events, not only in Pondicherry, but maybe in other parts of the country. If any help I can do, I would be very grateful to all of you. Thank you very much, and thank you for giving me the permission or to come here and be on the dais. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise. I request Professor Sivakumar, Head of Physics Department, to honor National Advisory Committee Chairman Professor N.S. Saini by adorning shawl. I request Dr. Suraj Kumar Sinha, Convener NSGD 2023, to give the vote of thanks.
Once again, welcome to all of you for this conference. And since April, when we have started this program, we have gone through various stages. So in those stages, always there is Professor N.S. Saini, Professor Mukherjee, Professor Sivakumar, Dr. Ravikant, and all our colleagues from departments of physics. Certainly, the entire thing, whatever we have done, means started from very beginning with very different approach, that this conference must be held in corporate style. To be conducted in corporate style, corporate must know us as a unit, that these are the plasma physicists working in particular area which have very high commercial value or academic value. And once we have this perception, then we can go for startups, then people will believe, and then they will invest money. So this event, when we started reaching to industries. I will not reveal that what kind of letter I have written to which industry and up to what extent we have negotiated, and initial what extent they have said. But overall, the society or response towards anything depends on perception and knowledge. I admit that in present era, academic institutions repo in terms of technology is not sufficient enough to attract financial support from the industry. even they have huge amount of fund for CSR, they feel that whether we are giving, it will be utilized or not. So those things apart, but in this program, I find very critical and to the point support from the experimental physics point of view, and we have received nearly 60 papers, and many of them are very good in quality, and we are able to publish 39 full papers, 4 pages papers, mostly towards experiment. So I thank all participants, those who have contributed for their paper. So give a clap for them. Second, in this conference, I have given to decide each speaker that how they want to speak, whether they want to give a plenary talk, invited talk, oral or presentation, poster presentation. And many of them, those are having 10 or 15 year experience, they come up with idea that they will give plenary presentations. Many of they said they will give invited presentation. So plenary presentation means they will be, in most of the invited presentations which are limited for 25 minutes, it happens generally that the expert in the field comes and he tells about his recent developments, whether the audience is able to understand or not. And that become sometime overdose. As we have decided that we want to know various critical points, bottlenecks existing in science and technology here, so it requires more time to give presentations. So most of the talks we have will be presented here, will be of 45 minutes, and definitely we'll be able to learn more and interact more. So once again, we must thank all of the speakers, those who have accepted and arrived here to give the talk in this conference. So please give a clap for all the speakers. And first I am coming to the volunteers. So volunteers of this conference were very limited because here semester is overlapping over each other. So none of the students are free to whether 2 months or 1 month, so that we can ask them that do you volunteer. Everyone is too much occupied, but still few of them manage their time, and from last 4 months they have worked a lot and they were able to generate fund so that we can conduct this program. So please give a big hand to volunteers. So finally, I thank all scientific advisory committee members, local organizing committee members, referees, those who have reviewed the paper in the time, and university staff, administration, and sponsors. So to conduct this program, there are exceptional support from few institutions like Lucknow University, because large number of students have given their paper and participating in that. So some special clap for Lucknow University students. I think they are not visible here. Then again, participation from IIT Jodhpur is considerably high. So once again, clap for IIT Jodhpur scholars. Similarly, there are Professor Amita Das, Ramesh Narayan, Professor Ramesh Narayan, Professor Satyananda Kar. There are many presentations from IIT Delhi. So we again clap for IIT Delhi participants. And finally, major contribution always comes in plasma science from Institute for Plasma Research, my alma mater. So thank for all speakers from Institute for Plasma Research and all the support they have extended till now. Another point is here somebody, anything we do, no individual is Superman or near to the God. And it depends only with blessings of the seniors. Seniors like parents, those are patrons. So in this department and Pondicherry University, there are some patrons for us. Definitely one of them is Vice Chancellor, Dean, and above them, our Professor G. Chandrasekharan. He is here, so thank for him. So if I have missed someone's name, then it is not intentional. So all those have supported directly, indirectly, like engineers, staff from this convention hall and guest house. I thank them from my bottom of my heart and acknowledge everybody's support. So before I close, I request our HOD to adorn Saul and honor Professor G. Chandrasekharan. If you are investing on a PhD scholar's output or supporting research, then that is very important. That is culture in US, that many research are supported by CSR. Unfortunately, in India, CSR is assumed to be like distributing alms, 1 rupee, 10 rupee, 50 rupee or 1000 rupee thing in temples, near the temples to the beggars. Next time you go, first time there are 100 beggars, next time you go there are 1000 beggars. And the person who is donating, he feels elated that he has served purpose by donating to large number of crowd. So please give a big hand to Canara Bank. They are not like that. They are supporting right person at the research level. So one transformation he brings that can change lives of millions. So supporting at research is very important. So I request once again HOD to adorn Saul, AGM of Canara Bank Pondicherry, and honor him for supporting this event. So we are giving him some brief time to tell about products, but after the national anthem. So this program concludes.